What do you mean?
Me taking time out of my day to do this and then feeling
Dude,
like
I've
I'm forcing you guys to do the podcast. You're making this podcast about you, which is the most boring part of the conversation.
Where did this take this turn? We don't even have to have the mics on, bro.
Well, that's what happens when you have real reactions when you're being phony.
In this video, we are going to watch comedian Andrew Schultz give a phony podcast host the reality check of his life. You'll see as the line of questioning gets way too personal and Andrew Schultz starts to get a bit fed up before he finally has enough of the poor interview etiquette that is happening and he starts teeing off on this guy. So we'll start this one after Schultz has already given this man a chance and the pleasantries have already been exchanged about an hour through the podcast and it starts to go a little bit downhill. Let's get into it.
Well, this is what he'll do, Andrew. He'll get really fucked up before a podcast. And then regret.
I feel like we need to be a little more fucked up. You guys are a little nervous or something. Get him drunk.
No, you don't want that.
He'll regret everything he says. Yeah. And then when we see the edit, he tries to cut everything out and remove that.
That's a little annoying too. Yeah, I'm going to put this shit in. Don't put your fingers in the clay.
I'm not going to finger blast your cup, bro. You don't believe in finger blasting?
Steiny. Why don't you go by Steinberg?
Cause they came up with Steiny.
Steiny?
Yeah. Well, I still rep Steinberg. Don't worry.
You do? Okay, good. I like Canadians, man.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're one of the few.
Really?
Yeah.
Who doesn't like Canadians?
Me.
Guy.
Why don't you like them?
It's kind of annoying. I don't know. It's a fan question. I don't know if you want to answer it, but
Sure.
What's the weirdest genre of porn you've watched?
The weirdest genre? I don't really watch porn.
No.
There's probably like
I didn't.
5 of these in North America, maybe.
How much you pay for that?
I got this one at, I think, retail, so it's probably like 70,000 or something like that.
Whoa.
Sexy.
So it's like a subtle flex. Like you got to be a watch guy to know.
Yeah, I kind of like the fact that nobody knows what it is. And then I feel now I won't wear it again because I've just said what it costs. But like, you know, like people, you walk down the street and everything's
You spoil your wife too, or?
Yeah, she gets whatever.
What's the biggest thing you bought her?
Probably her engagement ring.
What'd that run you?
You say the price?
It's a lot. I'm not going to say it because then.
Little ballpark or no?
I'm not going to say it because I've never told her. And I've just been kind of like making her think it's even more than it is.
True.
She's probably asking like her friends. Like,
yeah.
You think it was 100K or
I make
more?
them lie. I'm even the jeweler. I'm like, don't you
They
ever
can never
fucking
know
tell
too,
her.
right?
They can never know. They can never know until divorce. And they're like, this was cubic zirconia? Like,
That's why.
Yeah.
Did you buy Powerball tickets or no?
Side note here, guys, one of the guys who is on this podcast, his name is Steve Will Do It. And the reason why we have to blur him out is because he's been cancelled from YouTube. And I'm a big fan of this guy, but now he's basically not a person. He doesn't really exist anymore because, of course, he did a YouTube thought crime. So that's that. So as you guys will have seen, this is a very cringeworthy line of questioning. These are questions that you wouldn't even really ask a friend when in public unless you guys are really close. Like, how much did you pay for this and that? And did you have a prenup? And what kind of porn are you watching? To a recently married man, it's just disrespectful and a very socially weird and unacceptable thing to do. And you can tell here that Schultz has given them a real chance and he wants to just have an honest and interesting conversation. And 2 of the guys seem pretty receptive to it, but this guy Steiny, he just keeps on derailing the conversation with these stupid questions. And he will be made to pay for this. But the worst part is, I don't even think that he knows that he's pushing Andrew's buttons here. Unless, of course, that's the reaction he wants to get. And it only goes downhill from here, guys, because this Steiny dude starts texting on his phone. And Schultz basically says, screw it, and starts using his comedic wit to call everything as he sees it.
There?
Yeah.
I like what you're doing.
No, but
you're hearing about deals and hearing people complain about deals, but you've also offered people deals.
Yeah.
Right? So you understand both sides. Right? You understand how to make a deal where people can be happy and how to make a deal where somebody's maybe taken advantage of.
100%.
Right? So like when you hear Kanye complaining about the deals, you get to look at it as someone who offers deals. Most people don't offer deals.
True.
So they're going, well, I'm getting fucked. He's probably getting fucked. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's hard to have empathy for that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I think we lost him.
no, my fault. I don't even know where I was going to go. Where are we at?
I have no idea.
I'm
pretty buzzed, low key.
No, I'm a little buzzed.
That moonshine hit me.
Have you ever made a joke where you thought it was going to go really well and it went really bad?
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of that?
I mean, yeah, I had a lot of early in my career, like I didn't know how to get away with jokes. So you don't have the skills to execute them. So you just say these offensive things and then people get offended.
Give us an example, will you?
I mean, I had people throw fucking candles at me.
No, but
beers
what'd
at
you
me.
say?
I don't even remember. I honestly don't remember. I just remember the violence.
Do you have a favorite
in like a comedy club?
Yeah. Fights all the time. All the time.
Do you have a favorite group or something you like to go after or joke about?
No. It's like whatever I'm passionate about. I gotta have like a interest in it. I don't know how to just make jokes about like Uber. Like something has to bother me.
Bothers you the most right now?
Nothing.
Nothing bothers you?
You looking at your phone while we're doing this interview, and everybody's seeming disinterested.
Were you looking at notes or texting girls?
Notes.
Yeah.
I'm trying. What do you mean?
Me taking time out of my day to do this, and then feeling like I'm forcing you guys to do the podcast.
I've never been more excited to do a podcast.
Say again?
I've never been more excited. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. You don't have to apologize. You asked me what annoyed me, and I gave you an honest answer.
Wait, are you being serious about that?
Yeah, that annoyed me.
Really?
Guys, if you're enjoying this video and if you're getting value, then I would appreciate it if you took a second to chuck a like on the video, hit that thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. Back to the clips.
Yes.
So if someone
is that surprising to you?
Well, if I'm looking at my notes, I have some things personally that I wrote that I wanted to ask you. Not on there.
Okay.
So I can't look at that and then ask you that?
I mean, you can, I guess.
What if someone in the audience is on their phone when you're doing that?
Then they're going to get the same treatment you got.
Would you call them out?
Yes.
Have you done that before?
Yes.
And how's that reaction?
Good.
They get as offensive as I do?
I don't think you're offensive. I think you're offended.
Offended, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, my fault.
There's no fault. It's fine. You asked me how I felt. I gave you an honest reaction.
All right, my bad. Fuck.
Have you met Izzy?
No, but
Not really,
what do you think of his vibe?
Bro, he's the best.
His vibe's
I saw
dope.
him make a comment at a press conference where he was like, yo, I'm going to do a TikTok dance once I beat you.
Yeah.
And that really just like made me
Threw
not
you
a
the
fan
way.
anymore.
Why? You do TikToks like 3 times.
I know, but I'm not
like a day.
I'm not a fucking UFC warrior, bro. Like I'm not in the ring fighting against somebody.
Is
you
this?
do TikToks with Gabe, bro.
Yeah.
Why? Are you on TikTok?
I'm trying to understand. Like, is this your character? Are you like the hater or something? Like, what's?
Who am I hating on?
I'm just like, I'm trying to understand. Like,
You're hating on Izzy for doing TikTok dances when you do TikTok dances.
No,
with
like
Gabe.
I love Justin Poirier.
But I'm trying to
Can I show
understand.
Schultz your last TikTok?
Yeah.
Before
Yeah,
you delete
You
it.
know what the dynamic is here?
Schultz,
Like, you
ready?
guys are like friends with these people. You're the newest, so you could take the shots. Like, I'm trying to understand what it is. Like, you're gonna have to see him,
Bro, that's fine.
This is Steiny's last TikTok.
That's funny.
Yeah. He's got a sense of humor. He's a comedian.
That's funny.
I know, but
Show him the rest of the page.
But that's like TikTok.
But he's making fun of TikToks.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
See, he's got a real comedian here.
Yeah.
Real comedian, no? Dap
Yeah.
up or no?
Yeah.
We're not there yet?
Yeah. We're there.
Andrew Schultz is not the one you want to mess with. And there's something so refreshing and quite riveting about somebody who just sees bullshit and they just call it exactly how it is. And for those of you who didn't realize, when they're talking about Izzy, they're talking about Israel Adesanya, the UFC middleweight champion, who's a friend of Andrew Schultz. And for some reason, Steiny starts hating on him. And the reason why I'm really enjoying this is because comedians have a very special skill, and it's what makes them good comedians. They're able to observe situations and then just realize what it really is. Just kind of have this bird's eye view, this objective look at things and just say, this is really stupid for this reason and that reason. And it can be applied to extremely monotonous situations, but can also be described to situations like this, where there's clearly an element of fakeness in the air. And sometimes in life, the best thing you can do is just address the elephant in the room. Just lay it all out on the table, say it how it is, and strap yourself in for the ride and see what happens. It really beats walking around on eggshells and marinating in fakeness, if you ask me. And to be honest, I find self-assured people who are really good at setting boundaries way more respectable and way more intimidating than somebody with money and wealth, or some level of status for that matter. Guys like Schultz, who will closely watch your body language and analyze everything you say, are really dangerous. And how these sorts of people receive you is probably a pretty good reflection of where you're at personally. And in this next bit, Steiny can't let go what just happened, and he starts trying to run it back and trying to question Schultz. Bad idea.
It's over.
Yeah. There's only a few
Andrew,
like gambling
I
sites.
feel bad. I feel like you came at me a little bit there.
Why do you feel bad?
I just feel like you targeted me. Did you or no? Did someone tell you to do that?
No. I
Why'd you
thought
come
you were
at me
just
so
being a
hard?
little annoying.
How?
I think you're annoying.
Really?
A little bit. Yeah.
And what makes you think that?
I don't know.
Oh, it's gonna be like a therapy session.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck?
Are you like, I don't know if you're playing a character or you're having like an insecure moment. If you're having a vulnerable, insecure moment, then I want to like
No,
talk
I mean,
about
I'm
it.
kind of playing something, but what?
Oh, if you're playing
what did I
something-
say that triggered
Well,
you
no.
to say that?
I think he's so insecure, and I think he plays his character. He's so insecure and
Wait, but
shy.
what did I say that triggered you?
Do you find it hard to be yourself?
I think
No,
that's it.
that's what I do, bro.
Do you think?
But I get shit on a lot for doing that.
No, you get shit on because of the character you play because you can't be yourself.
It's hard to be around people who are being themselves
But
and
wait,
not
what
be
did
yourself.
what did I do that pissed you off?
I wouldn't say I was pissed off. Why would you say
Or what did I do that annoyed you?
You were the one that came back and said that you felt hurt.
I do feel hurt because I feel like you got pissed off at me.
Well, that's what happens when you have real reactions when you're being phony.
When was
you're
I phony?
phony with somebody
When
and
was
then
I
you get a
phony
real
with you?
reaction, you can't be upset.
When was I phony with
But
you?
you're doing exactly what you should do. You should try to get your moments. This is a good moment for you.
Bro, you're crazy. You think I'm doing this for clicks?
Even the way your voice sounds when you say it isn't real.
Are you
Do
serious
you think
right
you're
now?
being real?
Are you
Do
serious
you think
right
you're
now?
being real?
I'm
Just try
asking
to be
I mean,
you.
I'm supposed to be connected with you as fucking Mish Bucha right now, but like you're coming at me, so I'm curious.
He thinks I'm Jewish.
You are, aren't you?
No.
Oh, no, you're done. Take a lap. Oh, fuck. Go take a lap, bro.
You would do this to your Jewish brother, huh?
No, never.
Wow.
That we roll like that.
Wow.
It's fucked up.
No, just say how you honestly feel. Don't.
I feel good, bro. I think you're pretty.
You don't
funny.
feel good. You don't feel good. You feel insecure right now because you think I don't like you.
I do
Why
feel
do you
that
think? Why do you think I don't like you?
Because you turned on me like probably like an hour 20 into the pod.
And was there anything that maybe you did to change my energy towards you?
Yes.
Or how about this? Do you think that I gave you a fair shot in the beginning?
You did, but I sent a text during the pod, and I think that's when it turned. Is
Right.
that when it turned? Sent a text.
Wait a minute.
Were you looking at notes or texting girls?
Notes. Well, if I'm looking at my notes, I have some things personally that I wrote that I wanted to ask you. Not on there.
Okay.
So I can't look at that and then ask you that. I sent a text during the pod.
So you see, there is a glaring problem here, and it's that one person at the table is way too self-absorbed. They haven't quite conceptualized that this is a podcast with a few people around the table and also millions of people will be watching. Nobody cares about how you feel in this moment. You need to be able to put that aside in these high-pressure moments and move on with the conversation. And I genuinely think that he thought Schultz was messing around with him and wasn't serious about this, purely by his persona during the interview. And this is exemplified by the bit where Schultz says to him, "Why don't you think I like you?" And instead of saying, "Well, you know, my questions were a bit personal and I was playing on my phone, maybe I wasn't very prepared for this interview," he goes, "Because you turned on me. Me. But the bit where he said Mish Booker and he thought that Schultz was Jewish, that was such a catastrophic train wreck that I had to physically cover my eyes when I was watching it. And it's actually hard to believe that he would have made that mistake through pure lack of research. Maybe it was intentional, and there is a very Machiavellian sort of narcissism that exists in a lot of these creators. Every single interaction that some of these people have will be an opportunity for them to get clicks and create viral moments, which I can understand and appreciate, but it's very obvious to me that if that rules every one of your interactions, and whenever there's a camera on, you can't have a sincere conversation, that's not healthy. And I'm firmly of the belief, and I've observed over watching this game for many years, that the people who have the most longevity and who have the best careers pride themselves on authenticity, originality, and telling the truth. Those who burst on the scene and are fake and controversial and causing big stirs, they tend to come and go. Because if you aren't authentic and real, then you get trapped in a persona and a lie, and it must be unbearable. It would make looking in the mirror a whole lot more difficult. I truly think people can smell it from a mile away and through a computer screen, and that when you're fake, it just never works out in the long run. So back to the clips, let's watch how this one unfolds.
Is that when it turned?
Maybe, I don't know. Your line of questioning after that wasn't great. But I do sense that you're playing a bit of a character, and I don't have as much of a tolerance for characters as I do for authenticity.
You don't think I'm being authentic?
I think in certain moments you were, and that kind of like irritates me.
In what? Can you give us an
Especially
example?
if it's antagonistic. If you're playing a character because you're insecure and you're just trying to do your best to like exist in this moment, which is a high stakes moment, that's okay.
But can you give me an example of when you felt that I was
I
playing
think
a character?
I think you need attention. I think you're doing anything you can to get attention. And right now you're making this podcast about you, which is the most boring part of the conversation. We have much more interesting people to discuss whose lives
this
are more
planned or no?
fascinating.
No.
Oh, fuck. I don't ever want to do a podcast again, straight up.
Even that doesn't sound real.
You might have just retired him.
No, straight
No,
up.
I
Why
think
the
you
fuck would I
should.
ever do this shit again? Straight
No,
up.
you'd never walk away from that.
I honestly can't tell if you're playing a character or not. And I think that that's a real problem. I think it's
And
a real
how
like
do I know that you're not playing a
socializing
character
problem.
right now?
You don't. You just have to decide if you do. The fact that you're upset makes me feel like you don't think I am.
Got it. Well, thank you so much for hurting my self-esteem and probably keeping me inside tonight. Hope you have a great night.
Even that's not real.
Yeah,
So
like
real.
you're going out tonight.
You
for
act like
sure.
I'm not going
you're
out.
gonna
Yeah,
fucking-
you're gonna party. It's okay, man.
Oh my god.
You're new to this, right?
How long you been doing this?
Entertainment. A while. I think you're a smart dude.
Don't get Schultz going, bro.
No, I want to get him going.
I do
You're gonna
think,
get- you're
I
gonna
do
get
think you're a
dusted.
smart guy.
Okay.
I do think you're a smart dude.
Sure.
I genuinely mean that.
Okay.
I think that you.
But what makes you
wanna-
think that I'm trying to do this for myself? Because I don't give a fuck.
I
We
mean,
can
we're,
take this
we're
out.
all doing this for some sort of self-benefit. That's why we're talking
Sure,
in a
but I do
microphone,
this 'cause I
recording
actually
it,
enjoy
and then
it.
putting it on YouTube.
I do this because I enjoy it, though.
I didn't say that you. Two things can be true, right?
Yeah.
You do this because you enjoy it. You also do this because you make money. You also do it because you get clout. You also do it because you get to express your opinions.
Sure.
Multiple things can be true,
Okay.
right? So one thing doesn't override the other.
Sure.
What I'm saying is that if you were being your truest, purest, most authentic self, I think you would have behaved differently in the podcast. You would have got a different behavior from me. I'm not out here to bully someone who feels like insecure. Like, I think that's the worst thing ever. I think that if somebody feels insecure and they're pretending to be something they're not, you know, that's what it is. But I think you need to find yourself a little, man.
I'm just trying to figure out where this took this turn.
We're still talking about you.
No, but where did this take this turn? We don't even have to have the mics on, bro.
Well, how about this? I mean, everyone's fucking screaming. We gotta go.
I think we
Your
got to
guys,
wrap
our
up. I
guys.
think we got to wrap
But
up.
I mean, I personally had fun. I don't know if you did, but
Respect
I
for
appreciate.
shit, my man.
I mean, he's doing a live stream Saturday. But
Yeah, why don't you
I think,
guys come by
I
to
think we
that?
got to make time now. I mean, we got
We'd
to
love to.
make
And
it
bring
for Sta-
Steiny.
Should we?
Yeah.
Is he still invited?
Listen, there's nothing.
Why don't we continue the rehab session
Listen,
on the
Steiny,
live?
there's nothing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
About me, I got therapy
wanna
from
come?
fucking
Do you
10
wanna
a.m. to
come?
6 p.m. I got therapy. So what you just did to me.
He's cute. He's a cutie. He's a cute.
What was that? This was definitely planned.
You did it yourself.
No,
Hug it out,
Schultz,
hug
what
it
did I
out.
say that was so triggered? Did you tell me or no? Is this planned?
I thought you were fucking with me. I don't know. During the pod, there was a moment where I was like, I think this kid is fucking with me, and you know, we can play that game.
Bro, everything I do is like a joke. You can't take it too seriously.
Even right now, you're fucking with me.
I'm not, bro.
I don't know what to do with this fucking kid. Kid makes me feel uncomfortable, bro. I don't know what it is.
This is planned. This is planned for sure. I couldn't script that, bro. I wanted to be boys, bro. I don't
Even
know
that is such a weird thing to say to a man, right? I want to be boys. Like, you wouldn't say that.
It's amazing.
You got a moment, bro.
Thanks. Means a lot, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course. Of course. I'll see you guys later.
That is so brutal. And Schultz did not let him off the hook there. I mean, when the cameras went off, he could have been like, oh, yeah, we're just joking, whatever. But he wasn't. He held him accountable. And I really respect that. And I hope this is a good lesson for this, well, I would say young man, but he's 28. He's a year older than me. No real reason to act like he's 14. So as usual, guys, hit those links in the bio, in the comments, hit that link tree, find me on socials. And also, if you guys want to watch another video, click right here. Until next time, I'm Jake. This is RattlesnakeTV, keeping you armed and dangerous.